Hello everyone, my name is Cameron, welcome to Reverse to First. Now, as you all know, we are currently half inside, half outside my 2005 SEAT Leon FR, and it's my daily driver. Now this car's 20 years old now, and I get a lot of questions, mainly from people who aren't necessarily as into cars as I am, or some of yous are. And I get a lot of questions of people saying, why do I drive this every day? Why do I drive a 20-year-old car to work and back every day? So in today's video, that's what we're going to answer. We're going to go through some of the quirks, some of the pros, some of the cons of daily driving a 20-year-old hot hatch. Oh, Here it is, my 2005 SEAT Leon, and look at it. I think this is a great looking car. I think most hot hatches of this era are a bit, no, do I? No, yeah, I do. Most hot hatches of the early 2000s, I think, look incredible. And it's aged so well. They're old enough to look cool and retro, but still modern enough to sort of fit in a way. And it's absolutely incredible. Oh, being 20 years old, it has its quirks, has its problems with the exterior. For example, let's have a look. This hole here, that's it for holes. Grow up. Some bubbling along the arches, alloys are scuffed, you know, more bits of rust, but it's a 20-year-old car and it's a 20-year-old hot hatch, so it's probably thrashed within an inch of its life over the past few years. And that's what they're for. That's what these cars are good for. It still just looks amazing to this day, I think. But yeah, that's my thoughts on exterior. Let's get on the inside. Okay, so inside the car, what's it like? Well, it does smell like a 20-year-old car, but other than that, it's quite a nice place to be honest. You know, everything's just super simple, everything's laid out nicely, it's where it should be. Yes, I don't have heated seats, I don't have a heated steering wheel, but you don't need it, you know. You don't buy a 20-year-old hot hatch if you want heated seats, heated steering wheel and a big iPad in your dashboard. You buy because you want something simple and something fun. And as you can see, I've got a child seat in the back of this. When we went up in the last video, if you've seen the last video, we done a 600-mile roughly round trip to a car show. There was me, the female, and the small female in the back there, and it was absolutely spot on. We even managed to bring a doll's house back with us, with room to spare, you know. Yes, it's small by modern day standards, but it's still big enough. It's absolutely perfect. And I really like the way this interior looks. I think, you know, like the curves in the dash and all, it just adds a bit of something to the car. It's still got a poppy out cup holder, which, yeah, I was lucky to find a working one of them. But it's overall, it's great. I absolutely love it in here. You know, steering wheel, 3 pedals and a gear stick. What more could you want? Now that's not to say it doesn't have its issues in here though. You know, the seats are 20 years old, half the padding's missing out the side of it. So if you're, how do I word this? Horizontally gifted, the frames of the seats will dig in. I've experienced that because I am horizontally gifted. Yes, the gear shifts, the gear stick, yes, it's not the nicest to feel. A little bit sloppy, but again, it's nothing that can't be sorted. Parts for cars like this are incredibly cheap and they're so easy to work on. I couldn't recommend a car like this enough for someone who's wanting to get into cars or already is into cars and just wants something fun, simple, that isn't going to break the bank. Now we spoke about the inside of this car and the outside. I'm going to guess you are all wanting to know how it drives. So let's take it for a spin and check it out. Here we are, out in the Leon, and I love it. Absolutely love it. It is great. You know, it's such a nice place to be. It's so simple. There's nothing. There's a steering wheel, so I can just focus on driving. It's amazing. Steering wheel even as well is lovely to hold. You know, the old 3-spoke designs, I really like them. I do wish it was a little bit thicker. I That's what she said. Grow up. Do wish it was a little bit thicker, but you know, first world problems, I'm not worried about that. The white, I love the white dials in it as well. It's so cool, such a sporty little thing. And you know, I'm pottering along at 30 miles an hour in fifth gear at the minute, and it is absolutely fine. So, it's a six-speed manual gearbox. Now, a six-speed is probably quite a rare thing in a little hatchback of the early 2000s. So it's quite nice. It's very nice to have, and it makes it a lot more fuel efficient. Like last week, was it last week? No, week before the last video I did when I went up to Chester, I used probably maybe 90 quid's worth of fuel for a 600-mile round trip, which isn't too bad at all, I don't think, you know. I think I averaged 36 miles per gallon. I took a photo of it, I'll put it up on screen somewhere. But yeah, 36 miles per gallon, and it cost us 90 quid or something to do 600 miles. And that's really not bad at all, I don't think. It's still economical enough to run every day. It's absolutely great. And for all the seats do dig into my leg a bit, because they've lost the padding over the 20 years, it's still comfy. Like, it doesn't affect you that much. It's still comfy, still a really nice place to be. And yeah, it makes us happy, this car. It really, really does. Another good thing about this car as well is it's just a good all-rounder. Like I was saying to you earlier, it's not exactly a small car. Well, it is a small car in today's standards, but it doesn't mean it is small. You know, we had the three of us doing 600 miles in it the other day, and it was absolutely perfect. I didn't feel cramped. It had a doll's house in the boot with some of our bags and stuff, and it was fine. Like, it was absolutely fine. I was just doing 20 miles an hour there, pottering around town, and it was absolutely effortless. But you get onto a B road, and it's it goes really well. That was up to 60 mile an hour, of course. And yeah, no problem whatsoever. Fun car to drive as well. It's very direct. Even needing two new track rod ends, it's still quite direct. You know, the steering input feels really nice. It's got a nice weight to it. Around town, it's nice and light. And you can chuck it into some corners at some speeds, to be honest. Not that I would know, I've heard this from a friend, everything that was legal, obviously. While I'm pottering on and stuck in a bit of traffic, we'll talk about what powers this thing. It has the 1.8 20-valve turbo engine. You know, you see that in Octavia VRSs, Audi TTs, the big boy Cooper R version of this, Golf GTIs. This is the AUQ engine code, I believe, so it's 180 brake, which is what the Octavia VRS came with. It's only 180 horsepower, which, yes, by modern day hot hatches is not a lot at all, but it's enough. It is more than enough, because you get a 300 brake Golf R or Civic Type R. In fact, there's a new Civic Type R over there. Yes, you can't really use all of the power every now and then, whereas this, you can just plant it up to the speed limit, obviously, and it's usable power. It's great. The older brother of this, the Cooper R, had the BAM 225. That's probably the most legendary of the 1.8 20 valves, but you know, it's still a good engine. It's reliable. This has done 191, just ticked over to 191,000 miles, this car. You wouldn't think. If you told me I'd done half that, I'd believe it. It's absolutely great. There we go, once again, stuck in traffic, which is standard for the UK, unfortunately. And it's absolutely fine. It stops start. It doesn't overheat. The clutch is nice and light on it. The steering's nice and light when you're around town. It's a good all-rounder, which is what a hot hatch should be. It should be something you can use every day as a normal car, but then get onto a little B road and just cane the life out of it. You know, the modern hot hatches, they're powerful, yes, but they try and do too much of everything. It's probably the only way I can describe it. Like, so your A45 AMGs, yes, it's fast, but They've tried to make the inside too nice. Like, if that makes sense. It's the only way I can think to describe it. I don't know how else to put it, but that's the only way I can think. A hot hatch shouldn't be luxury. It shouldn't be a big motorway cruiser. It shouldn't be something big that you can lug all the kids in and go camping for 3 weeks with a kayak. It should just be a good all-round daily car that can absolutely annihilate a B road, which is what this is. This is what this era of hot hatch does so well. You know, you've got this, you've got a Focus ST, you've got Octavia VRSs, even the Golf G, Mark 5, Mark 4 Golf GTIs, Skoda Fabias, the diesel ones, they're just raggy little things then. They're just so good at it. And this is the last era of proper hot hatch, in my opinion. Like I said, yes, the newer ones are more powerful. They're more refined. There's more kit in them, but it's not a proper hot hatch to me. It's more of a... It's trying to be something it's not. It's trying to be something it's not. The basic recipe for a hot hatch should be a little turbocharged engine, front wheel drive, and I stand by that. Manual gearbox, and just, yeah, that should be it. That is the basic recipe for a hot hatch. All these modern ones are just trying to be something they're not. But I think that's going to be it for today's video. Bit of a different type of video today. Bit more of a, I would say informative, but I don't think I actually said anything useful in it, to be honest. Just sort of waffling, but is what it is. Anyways, I hope you've all enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next video, because I think, if my timeline's right, there'll be a new car coming. So that's going to be fun. So if you're excited to see that, or even just excited to see more of the Leon, please like, subscribe. If you've got any ideas, any suggestions, let us know in the comments, and let me know your thoughts on my theory of buying a cheap car. I'm curious to see what other people think of it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.